What is up, YouTube? D-Rec here with Alliance Rift Gaming Network, and I'm finally back after a 2-week little break. I've been backed up with so much schoolwork and a lot of end of the year stuff, so I apologize for being gone for so long without notice, and I'm finally back. I'm going to get back into some commentaries. We're going to add a few more features. I'm looking forward to doing a few deck lists and just adding a few extra little tidbits to our normal gameplays as well. And then I'm looking more into doing commentaries, I suppose commentaries on like updates from Bushi and stuff like that. More of those, and but stay on the lookout for that. So today's video we have CHRONOJET versus SHIRANUI, a very long-awaited card fight, especially in the anime. We've been looking forward to seeing those two duke it out, so we're finally going to see them do it right here, live action, and we're going to have the SHIRANUI player take the first turn and the Jet player take the first attack. So here we go, so we're going to begin. So, SHIRANUI player draws for a turn. He's going to ride into Fuki and pass the turn. The Jet player is going to ride Casualty, get a heal trigger, and pass the turn. So, the SHIRANUI player is going to skip his grade 2 turn. He's going to call out a Stride Fighter to fetch for a SHIRANUI. And looks like he's going to stay on his grade 1 turn and stay one back just so he can stride first potentially. So he's going to swing with the rear guard first and then Vanguard for 12. And an offensive critical trigger for the SHIRANUI player. Very good to see. And we'll see how that impacts the flow of the game as the Jet player now has more damage. Ooh, so the Jet player is going to call out a Lishma as a booster after he rides to the grade 2. So Lishma's second ability, Soul Blast, and discard a card to time leap it. This will allow him to get a second attack off. The heal trigger is not a good sign, it makes it easier from the guard, but he can still get the second attack and it will still hit because he has drawn untapped as a booster for the side column there. He's going to call out the AK and spin the starter. And because of the wording of the card, he has to shuffle because he's supposed to search for a grade lower, but since there's nothing lower than the 0 currently, there's nothing for him to search. So, after doing that, he can still swing, and he's going to swing at Vanguard once more. And the SHIRANUI player is going to guard with 10k. Mishima's going to come back, and since her first skill is Generation Break 1, he won't be able to guard off of her, or draw off of her coming back from returning from Time Leap. The SHIRANUI player is going to ride Tamahagane and bind the Chronodron in rear. And he's going to call out, I forget the name of these guys are kind of funky in the names. That's the Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, Give Itself, and something else, After Image, I believe? Or give something else +3 in After Image. So he can give something the ability to bounce back to hand up to 7 cards. Which is really interesting for the deck. I know a lot of people are kind of skeptical about playing the deck just because a lot of people that play it like to call triggers from hand, as such in the current SHIRANUI player's turn here, you call out the stand trigger to rear as an attacking unit, and some people don't like that because they feel like it's a waste, but it doesn't matter so much because as long as you have less than, I suppose, like 6 or 5 cards, if you have like 6 or 5 cards in hand, you can still bounce it back with After Image, so that 10k shield you just played on rearguard is going to come back at the end of the turn. So not only did you get an attacker, you also got a card back so you can go with it later. So the Jet player rode Jet G and swung for the 1 damage. And now the SHIRANUI player is going to take his turn. The damage is tied at 3 to 3. And he's going to stride into the on-hit Fighters Collection stride. That does the same thing as SHIRANUI basically. So SHIRANUI stride break forces the opponent to bind a rear and discard a card from hand. It's a much better, big step up for Nubatama as compared to some of their older stuff that required, I think always or majorly required the opponent to have more cards in hand at the time. Now it's just, oh, bind that card. Doesn't matter if you have more or less than me, you're binding a card or you're losing a rear guard. So he's going to call out the grade 2, do that to target the Stride Fighter, and then he's going to call the stand trigger to draw a card and cycle it back to the deck. Now his rear guards are kind of filled up, the columns are set up nice and dandy, so he's going to get those 15 plus K guards hopefully, and draw out the Jet player's hand and make it more difficult for him to do stuff. So, stand trigger again once more, cycle back to the deck after drawing a card, and giving the grade 2 on the right plus 3k. I think it's 3k. Yeah, it's 3k. Hopefully it's 3k. I might be wrong. If you find the correct definition, because I don't feel like looking up right now, I'm lazy, put it down in the comments below, please. Save me the effort. I'm kidding. I'm not that lazy. So he's going to call out the Shiranui Soul Charge Crit for +5 in the draw card there. So damage check with a critical trigger, making Jet a 16k base. And then the PG from the Jet player on the Vanguard attack. He's going to discard the drawn in hand. So, there's the heal. It won't go off because of the damage he just took from the rearguard attack, and no additional offensive triggers from the Shiranui player after that. So, he's got one more attack left. Pretty sizable. I think it's still well over 15k guard. And it looks like the Jet player is going to take that damage there. And that will be the end of the Shiranui player's turn. He's going to double check to see what's going to bounce back for after image. He's going to bounce back the left column back to hand, giving him 7 cards in hand again, and passing the turn. It doesn't look good for the Jet player here. He just had to hard stride to pay the cost for stride this turn. And he doesn't have a whole lot of cards. It doesn't look like he has a whole lot of options to make some plays work. So it looks like he's just going to vanilla stride, Sea Breeze, and swing for the 26k attack. And it looks like the Shiranui player is going to PG. I don't think he has another one in drop zone, so he's not going to be able to unflip there. But the double critical trigger there is a very nice avoidance from the Shiranui player. That probably would have been game. Unless somehow he got a heal trigger on the 6 damage exactly, because the Jet player is currently sitting at 5. Not a good position for the Jet player at all. And I think this is one of the this is how the Jet deck loses consistency in the mid to late game against Shiranui, especially. They're more used to generating inherent hand advantage off of their card skills, but in this situation, Shiranui is making that more and more difficult for the Jet player as cards are discarded and rear guards are lost in card effects. So he's going to call out the effects crit again once more, and he's going to call out the grade 3, giving the effect crit plus 3k. So now he's going to swing into his battle phase with the left column first, and then the Vanguard attacking with the +5 in the draw card into a PG from the Jet player. And no offensive triggers there, but plenty of setup cards for later. And then the left column, or the right column, for the guard as well. So now the Jet player is taking his turn. He only has 1 card in hand, so he really doesn't look like he can stride there. He's going to swing rear, and he's going to get the offensive crit and a oh my god, my English, the tick away dragon. Not too hot for the Jet player, unfortunately. So another stride from the Shiranui player into the on-hit Fires Collection stride. I'm going to call another grade 3 and give Fuki the +3 this time around. So that's going to be a 21 column right there. Is that called Fuki to the left as well, making that 18 column. So the 18k attack is going to get guarded. The Vanguard attack is going to be taken with a stand trigger at the very last second, but it's not going to matter too much because the heal trigger is going to go off. He's going to guard, and that is going to be the 6 damage for game for the Jet player. So unfortunately, Jet was not able to keep up, was not able to stride, was not able to generate advantage in that situation there. The Shiranui player maintained advantage. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.